Hello and welcome everyone to episode 187 of One Piece at a Time, the One Piece read-through podcast where we read and discuss 5 chapters of the One Piece manga each and every week. I'm your host, Derrick, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host and freelance letterer, Brandon Bovia. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm, of course, Brandon Bovia, freelance letterer extraordinaire, and I feel like I've come to this podcast underdressed.
I'm always underdressed, so...
Should have brought the tux. You know, we're going to a wedding.
It is time for a wedding, and it is time for. Well, we said on the cusp of chaos last time, and boy howdy,
yes,
I feel like we've
this is
barely scratched the surface.
Classic. Yeah, but you already know that like this is the classic One Piece chaos. That is just like it's interesting in that like we have a plan. We're coming in with a plan. We got what the plan was last week, and all of the sort of twists and turns that kind of get us to where we need to go. And of course, like it's always way more complicated than you think it's going to be. And Oda is so good at just adding in all these twists and turns.
We'll get to it. I got one prediction right. I got one prediction probably wrong based on what I've seen so far. But the other funny thing is that it also threw you for a curveball. Again, we'll get more into it as we get there. The plan worked too well. That's what happens here.
Yeah,
the plan works too well. Like, what? That doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when you think about it, like I guess like from the Big Mom side of things, everything's kind of going wrong. So we'll see how long that lasts.
This will be really interesting to see, but not theoretically, not too much to dive in deep into. We'll see how that ends up, but I don't foresee a lot of discussion on this one, but we'll I mean, it's us. We'll find a way.
we'll find a way. Yeah, I definitely reading 865. I was like, oh, okay, this is like bam, 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 bam. Like that chapter will at least not be not going to be super long. I think. Who knows? Maybe we just jinxed it.
Yeah, maybe. But let's go ahead and get to chapter 861, The Actor. And God, I love how requests can just go from anywhere. Cat Viper.
Oh, yeah. Cat Viper is a really good choice for these two. He's just such a goofball.
And there's another one by Noda Skywalker. I love how I think somebody identified who that is. It's like I think it's some like a American living in Japan who's like kind of well known.
Oh yeah. It's Greg Werner who's he's on the One Piece podcast every now and again. And
right.
We know each other. He knows who I am. We've talked a little bit.
What's
before.
Amazing about that is that he's like that one really dedicated fan that just is always there. It's like okay, you have good suggestions. I'm just going to take this because it's good stuff.
It's the only person. It's the only name that I've noticed as recurring.
Yeah, same. He just apparently has a lot of really good ideas that connect with Oda.
Yeah,
go figure. But we get into it, and we see that massive escalator working all the way up to the roof of the Whole Cake Chateau, and what a cool location to have this all go down in. I'm in
all of the detail. The just like the spiral like staircase, like I think about drawing that. Ugh. I think it's been a while since I've seen something in One Piece where I'm just like, oh god.
Having to draw all of that, and and Vito is immediately checking out like what he's seeing. Is like, oh man, it's not just Germa, it's the whole underworld of out here, and it's just them chatting it up. And there's, of course, the one we've seen a lot at this point, the Minister of Candy, Paraspero, the oldest son. Here's the oldest daughter, Minister of Fruit, Compote. And I love how she is the most Big Mom looking.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that, but like, yeah, most of Big Mom's kids don't really look like her, but she definitely does.
Love the hat. That's honestly, that's good fashion right there for Compote.
Yeah. I hope it's not too heavy.
Could be. But then we find out that Katakuri is actually the second son. Smoothie is the 14th daughter, and she's still squeezing out people. This woman that murdered.
It's such a dark, and it's just.
She looks so happy. It's like, what the hell? The third
Yeah.
son is Daifuku. The fourth son is Oven. It's just apparently a ton of just absolute monsters in there. So you know, and as soon as in his videos talking here about all this, it's like oh, thinking about making them enemies gives me the willies, and immediately Door's like, what, enemies?
Yeah, that's kind of like,
I'm
oh,
like,
again, the
shut up,
doors have
Vito.
eyes. Yeah, there's, there's enemies everywhere. We're in enemy territory. We can't be speaking out loud.
No.
But of course, kind of the centerpiece of it all. Big Mom has, one of the like chess guys, or whatever, is, bringing in the photo of Mother Carmel, kind of front and center.
And she's not what I expected her to look. My theory was still going at this point. It's like she looks vaguely like Big Mom. And obviously at this point it's probably just because it is her mother, if I had to guess anything, and not actually her like I predicted last time. I have a feeling I'm probably wrong on that end at this point, but it would have been cool.
But it is at least sort of like, this is a real person.
Yes, this is an actual person, not Big Mom where she's actually living. But yeah, well, it really does feel like, no, this is probably Big Mom's mom.
Yeah, and well, of course, this poor little guy, he's just kind of like, pardon me, I'm a first-time guest of the tea party. Who is this woman? What is your connection? And then she's just like, don't you dare pry into my precious memories. And he's just all hockeyed out, just foaming at the mouth, just
using that Supreme King hockey to just knock him out like immediately.
Again, Big Mom could just turn on a dime. That's what makes her so entertaining. And just
she
immediately,
always looks threatening, which is how big she is and how the shadows work so well on her. It's how we were first introduced to her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that one thing I always really appreciate about Big Mom as a character is sort of her range of expressions, because she really is just immediately like, oh god, you look at her and you don't want to piss her off, and then immediately, it's like, oh, I brought you a souvenir, got all the guests bringing in gifts, and she's like, oh, I love gifts. It's just like, she's just she's weird in that perfect One Piece way.
And I love how it's her getting the gifts, not pudding. It's all going.
Oh
to Big Mom.
yeah. Yes.
But then we got, oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name, the bird.
Morgans.
I'll get that down. I eventually got Reiju down. Morgans is like, oh, what about this long lost treasure of the deep? And here comes the Tamate box.
Yes, which, as we all know, is a bomb.
It's the nicest bomb.
I love. And all of the guests are so impressed by it. They're just like, "Oh, what could be inside?" And I just, Big Mom saying, "I intend to open it with all the other presents, the other presents for all to see," and everyone's just like, "We can't wait!" And I'm just like, "Oh no!"
But with all the chaos that we see goes down now, it's like, when is that going to open? Like, who knows?
Yes, yeah, it quite literally is a ticking time bomb at this point. So I think having the extra just like dramatic irony of the audience at this point, if you've been reading, if you remember from Fishman Island, like, oh, like this bomb is going to go off at some point. Like Big Mom wants to open this box.
It's gonna happen. But I love seeing all the preparations from Beige, because he has two agents coming in as chefs, which does pay off later on. It's like they closed off the hallway, so after this gate, no one will be able to come up. The horn transponder snail is going to jam all radio signals and isolate the party. We are, we've got things all set to go. And again, with Beige's power, Caesar can just hang out inside of him. And he comes out has a mirror ready to go.
Perfect for infiltration, and kind of the way that I think we had learned last week, right? That he's been working on this plan for like a year, right?
Something like that. He's been on it for a while, figuring this all out.
Yeah. And so from his perspective, like from how he's handling things, like he's on it. Like, he is an experienced mob boss, experienced assassination. So he's
loves taking out these leaders.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, I love Caesar. Of course, just can't help himself. I love him just hanging out on the mirror with that stupid haircut of his. He's just kind of like, get your kicks in while you can, scum of the world. And then all the meanwhile, the door is just kind of taking it in, like, something's not right here.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're up to something, and that's when BJ actually takes notice. Is like, huh, cut. It's like,
Yeah, just nope, slice it
cuts
off.
the face off that door, which is kind of horrifying in a way, but also like, yeah, that's a good move. That's a good move.
Yeah, gotta tamp out these leaks.
Also, kind of funny to me because she reminds me of the dressing cabinet from the Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Just and that's just the oddity. I feel like we've gotten too used to the fact that like everything here has a soul, and that like everything here is alive, and you can just kill it.
Yeah. Whew, but they've got 30 minutes until the ceremony. It's time to see if Straw Hat Scooper's ready, and he takes a look inside his body, and why you guys? He's basically like, why are you guys sleeping? And I love good old. What are we declaring? Uncle for.
Yeah, because I can't
Jim
decide between dad and uncle. Let's go with uncle. But
yeah, Jimmy's like, let them sleep. They clearly haven't had much rest. I'll wake them up with 10 minutes to go. So let them all rest. And it is funny to just see them all conked out completely. Even Brule.
Yep. Yeah, even Brule's conked out.
It's just conked out in the background.
Again, hey, they're part of the team now.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah, and I just love the little side thing of Beige being like, I can't believe those people. And of course, Caesar's like, I know, right? Because he just hates Luffy so much.
It's perfect. All right. Once Beige's in, there's no turning back. So we now shift over to the bride and groom's waiting room on the 9th floor where they're actually hanging out together rather than being introduced. So we're going out of a different kind of idea here. And
yeah, this is a fun little bit that I'm glad doesn't overstay its welcome. But of course, Sanji's just like, the fact that we're both standing here like this, it's so surreal. I feel like I'm in a dream. And then, putting on the puppy girl eyes is like, is it a good dream or a bad dream? Sanji's just like, she's so cute.
And I love how
lock in, Sanji.
He has to lock in, but it's also a sign that he's back to his old self. He's back to his old
very
self.
much so.
He's not in the brooding mode. It's not this end of the world. He has hope again. And so he's able to revive the old Sanji.
Yeah.
And,
so again, in a way, again, like having this side of him come back is it hits
goofy,
different.
but it's like you kind of welcome it.
Yeah, and it kind of adds tension in its own way too, because he's sitting here like, she's gonna kill me, right? Like, but wait, what if I was really dreaming before? It's like, no, trust your memory. That was not a dream. And then of course she's just lighting it up, just kind of like, oh, kiss me right on the lips. We're gonna be husband and wife. And it's just Sanji's nosebleed. He just just bonked himself into the wall, like. And of course, I just love the duality, of course, of putting be like, oh no, poor Sanji, and then on the inside, it's like, this perverted clown, I can't wait to kill him.
It's like, murder, I must kill this man.
Yeah, it's so funny just seeing how much Pudding's in it, like the now that she has to put on the act, that we're kind of seeing her kind of the inside and the outside, of at the same time.
And I gotta say, if it wasn't for the fact that it's so murderous and it's going to end up being a red wedding, this is a pretty sweet party.
Yeah, I love all the detail. Like, we get a nice spread of, everybody just kind of hanging out, having a good time. I love all the detail in the art. Yeah,
and chatting and eating whatever they might like, and just seeing all the characters interacting. And then I was thrown for a loop with the biggest panel here, because I saw this character in the foreground talking to the frogman, this girl with razor sharp teeth wearing a panda mask. And I swear I've seen that character before, but I talked to you about it and you said she's not important. Like, then why do I remember seeing this design?
And I was thinking, like, does she look like somebody who comes up later? I distinctly
remember the panda hair, the panda head, and the sharp teeth like that. I don't know why it popped up, and I feel like there was like somebody I saw maybe fan art of it or something like that.
Yeah, because I looked her up and I was like, oh, she's the twin sister of like one of the like Big Mom's other daughters, whose name I also already forgot, but she was at the She was one of the ones who fought like Nami and Luffy while they're out in the courtyard. But like, it could be one of those things where like maybe she has extra scenes in the anime or something.
Maybe.
But yeah, couldn't tell you. I was like, I don't know who that is.
Really? And then I thought of something like Morgan's, where it's like, oh, that character is actually popping up, or something like that.
Oh yeah. And of course, Morgan's. I'm excited. Like, yeah, finally, one of my favorite Duke characters.
She does have a very distinct design, though. Like,
which is I think what is off-putting. Yeah, which is why I'm like, why isn't she more important? Actually, because she has such a specific design.
Yeah.
Let alone the frog guy here. Like, who's that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, gosh. By the way, I just realized.
Mm-hmm.
Is Morgan's a mink? Are there bird minks? Because I thought they ate birds.
I do not know. I think that is something that is an SBS thing. I'm going to not answer that. Just
okay. That makes sense. But it was like, I just had that thought. I was like, wait a second. Because, again, it's so funny how you're just used to animals talking in this. It's like, what?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he's used to talking animals at this point. What even is Big News Morgan's? Yeah, he is what he is. So,
but it's finally time to bring out the bride and the groom. It's time for the wedding to commence and to see how gorgeous she is. And I love how like Judge is just proud. Like he looks ecstatic.
Yeah. And again, like we were talking about, well, yeah, I love he looks ecstatic. And then the next panel, you got the glare from Big Mom. Like, oh, you're going to die.
Can't wait to kill you.
So, like we were talking about this last week, it's so funny that they're the only ones who have no idea what's happening here.
And then here comes Pudding and Sanjay, and he's just back putting on the goofy look, and AJ's like, "Man, this guy's selling it. What an actor!" That's how it ends. It's just like, and you gotta wonder, like, is he
Sanjay's acting skills?
Yes. Oh my god! It's like it moves things forward, but it's so like establishment focused. And it's like but fun nonetheless.
Again, yeah, I'm excited for this wedding.
We do have another SBS, this time for seeing Lola and Chiffon in Carrot's art style, which it fits. It fits.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, they look great. And then we actually have a race that I've not seen before. That was in the background, the Snake Neck people.
Mm-hmm. And Oda goes out of his way to mention that they were on the slave auction list. I do not remember that at all.
Oh, wow.
I was certain that the minks were the last ones that we saw.
Interesting. Yeah, they are members of Big Mom's family. Mascarpone and Joskapart, whatever.
I'm gonna have to look out for that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea there was a Snake Neck race.
I mean,
that's completely new to me.
I also had no idea that. I don't know why, but I didn't realize Baron Tamago was a long leg.
Oh yeah. I actually think that was in his introduction box.
He might have been
way back when. Yeah,
Could have been.
But it's interesting, that the sort of the lore that they have tattoos, and even Blue Gilly back in Dressrosa has the tattoos on his leg, but
yeah,
Baron Tamago likes to keep himself covered up. To keep himself covered up.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get to chapter 862, The Thinker. And we get to see Young Buggy and Shanks again, but I also love how you can see Rayleigh and Roger in the background.
Yeah, he's just having a drink.
Wondering what these kids are up to.
God. I would read a whole manga about this.
Yeah, I would too. It'd be entertaining. I also love the little crocodile dude. That's a good design. Yeah. It's time for the plan to get started. So we need to wake up Luffy, but he's not waking up.
Oh yeah, of course. He's out like a light. Apparently, he was running around the forest till not so long ago, which is a little bit suspicious. We'll find out why here in a bit. But now the only thing that's going to wake him up is food. He's like, hey, do you have any meat? There's no time to waste. And I love one of the little Beijei's goons is like, you want breakfast now?
I love the little style of Jinbei yelling in Luffy's ear. It's like, wake up! And it's like going through Luffy's ear to the other side.
It's great. It's just great comic making.
And we shift back to the wedding with Sanji, and she's really looking forward to killing him, but she's like, oh, I'm so happy, and he's as he's putting on his goofy face, he's like, don't keep your wits, don't lose your cool, you'll die. And we get another musical number with like so much singing in this.
This really is just kind of, this whole arc is kind of a musical.
Kinda. I mean, it feels like Oda gave a lot of like, hey, you get to do this among anime staff if you really want to.
Yeah.
If you want to put the production.
Yeah,
in.
I guess it makes sense. I guess since this arc, I feel like really is the most like kind of Disney fairy tale. So
super colorful. It makes sense to have.
Yeah. It makes sense to have the most musical numbers here.
And we get to see the wedding cake, and it is a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about a 10-tier cake, some massive layers. Not sure about the skulls at the bottom, but to each
it's fine. Yeah, it's about what it represents, and of course, thank goodness that Big Mom is actually quite satisfied. Seemingly, she's ready to eat.
Oh yeah, she's all.
I can only imagine what would have happened if she was like, I'm disappointed.
I know. Oh God.
I don't think that would have turned out well for anybody. So I feel like the chef here is just also kind of like, he's like, I'm not worthy, but I'm also just like, he's probably like, oh, thank God.
I also love this little ongoing joke of like, oh, how lovely our altarists own a sweet cake. It's not as sweet as you. And it's like, oh, Sanji, just die already.
You're right. Yeah, she's looking forward the most to just killing Sanji. That she's just that she is losing her patience of just like, I just need this stupid thing to be over. Like her inner thoughts are just like murder.
Kill, must kill. Oh gosh. Then we get this line from it's
Stussy.
Stussy. It's like, she looks so beautiful. Reminds me of a younger me. And the other guy's like, how many decades ago is that? It's like, how old is Stussy? Because she is looking good if that's true. It's like, I didn't know you had a death wish.
I'm going to put this down now so that I can come back to it later. It's complicated.
Of course it is.
It's very complicated.
Oh, Stussy, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. But of course, Big Mom also has murder on the mind. It's like, enjoy it while it lasts because it's very nearly time for the slaughter show. And you see all the guns and see the Vinsmokes being seated at their table. It's like got them. They've been such a non-focus for so long. I think it's Yanji.
Right, yeah. Yanji's the one here saying like, you snagged the hot babe. Yeah,
he's like, Big Mom's daughter, you idiot. And he's like, he's a sacrifice. Don't forget. Once he's married, he spends his entire life under her thumb. And but all the while, Reiju's like, yeah, we are surrounded in a very convenient spot. It's fine, but Sanji, are you sure you have a plan? I mean, Luffy too. Like, what are you guys up to?
Yeah. I would imagine, noticing all of this and saying like, oh, Sanji seems to be playing along, so it's like, all right, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. And here comes they're at it. We got to get it's man, is it so Disney coded or maybe Shrek coded, because it's just like, you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer. And Luffy's like, oh, hurry up, guys, we're out of time. He's chewing on me. He's like, you didn't wake up in time enough.
Of course, never arriving on time.
Yep. And then it's like, until death do you part. And that's when Katakuri gets a vision of the future, where he sees Pudding on the ground covering her face. And he's like,
and that gets him to kind of move into action a little bit. And even Beijei's like, he saw the future, which again, which I feel like is kind of the really interesting thing about the set. I guess we'll get into it more later, but like, Katakuri's future sight powers, it is kind of like, just because he sees it, it's not that he can control it.
Yeah, he has an idea, but he also has to interpret what it is. It's not always clear.
Yeah.
And that's when we get the part. It's like, you may lift the veil and kiss the bride. And so he goes to lift it, and she's thinking, go on, Sanji, get a good look at my hideous third eye. And she, has her hair parted. So it's all there, and she's looking quite evil. But instead, Sanji just says, what a beautiful eye. And that immediately makes her to start crying.
Yeah.
It's like,
and she's, huh? Oh, and that, see, I was sad. Of course we're sad to get the reveal that, like, okay, yeah, Pudding is a psychopath. But also what I really like about her in this set, we're not done with her yet. Like, she's still got a character to develop.
She's not getting tossed aside, which is awesome.
Yeah, and that this is kind of the inciting incident for the plan kind of going awry, is like, she receives a love for the first time, right?
Legit love, legit reaction that, as we can see, nobody's ever acknowledged before. Everybody has thought it's hideous. It's like, even as your mother, I've got to admit you're creepy. Grow out your bangs, and it's like, oh, monster, you're gross with that third eye. And to have, like, literally terrorizing her, and she gets a knife and stabs other boys because of doing it. You can see the crazed look on her face because of just being
yeah. And so like that, I feel like just you get that extra little bit of like, that's the kind of life that she's had to live. So it's kind of understanding, one, why she would react that way to somebody actually calling it beautiful, which again, the kindness with Sanji coming back around, but then that also that she does have this kind of like kind of mean streak to her.
Yeah, the mean streak's there. She is definitely a Charlotte, and God, again, just to have that, it's very much like the little backstories we got in Dressrosa,
where it's just like a couple panels, right?
Yeah, you just need that, like 2 pages in this case, and she wants to go through with the plan. She's remembering all this stuff, but she's been called a hideous monster all life, and she wants to kill him. But she's so happy that somebody actually complimented her, and it feels legit on his part.
It doesn't feel like a, and like, yeah, because you see, like, she's out here bawling, and of course, they're all like, what about the plan? What are you doing? And Big Mom's out here giving orders, but Sanji's like actually trying to comfort her. And then, here comes Katakuri trying to, try to get the kill shot with the jelly bean. But he, I wonder is that observation hockey that Sanji just kind of dodges out of the way?
I don't know. It was really good though, because he's able to just move out of the way so that the jelly bean hits the priest instead, and the gun goes off elsewhere. And it just pisses off Sanji. He's like, gets that glare at him. And there's the gunshots. So now it's time to take in. And it's like, oh God, the priest fired. No, he was shot. And Judge is immediately like, what's happening? And Katakuri jumps in front of Big Mom. It's like, okay, what happened? It's like, nope, the situation's unpredictable. Even I can't act to control it. What's going on here? Is the plan still happening? I don't know. And Brulee's shouting out, I'm sorry, Mama. I had no choice but to obey. Luffy shouts out, here we go. We're taking back Sanji. And the cake begins to rumble. And sure enough, I was right. They burst out of the cake, but it's not the way I thought, because it's a bunch of Luffy's all chewing down on the cake as they run out and obviously use Brulee's powers to multiply Luffy. And that's how his big entrance is bursting out of the cake.
I love him bursting out of the cake, yelling, Big Mom! So I'm glad that you clocked this one, because it really is it is the most Luffy way to make an entrance.
It's perfect.
With the added flair of using Brulee's power.
Did not call Brulee, but I called that cake.
Yep. And of course, we had quite literally a whole arc of, like, this entire arc of Big Mom being like, oh, the wedding cake, I just can't wait. And then, of course, she's just like, what?
And of course, the other big thing is that she was bragging about how a bunch of people have attempted to get to her, and they all the other, like, other than Beige, who decided to team up with her, all the others never even saw her face. That tried.
Yeah, that's right. You're like, you never even got close, right?
Yep.
And so now here
close.
He has officially ruined the wedding.
Yep. Oh goodness. So let's get to that ruining of the wedding with chapter 863, The Night, and kind of just a nice two-page spread here where they're all holding up Viva cards.
Yeah, it's kind of classic.
Color spread, I should say.
Yeah, this spread reminded me that like the last time we saw all the Straw Hats together was like 130 chapters ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah, technically, if you want to get technical about it, since they all split up the second they got onto Dressrosa, so really it's more like a 163 basically.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, wow.
I think, if memory serves, I think this is meant to celebrate the 20th anniversary. This spread.
Oh, okay.
Which is why they're all in their tradition, their outfits that they're always in. They're always shown in.
Yeah.
Although
I'll forgive Oda.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. She's got one. I was gonna say, I'll forgive Oda for it because he doesn't overuse them.
No, he doesn't. But
yeah, Nami and Robin seem to be different.
Yeah, they both got a bit of a tweak from their usual outfit, but otherwise, the rest of them are certainly where they're typically at.
Yeah,
but they look better here than the other color spread that he did. The one that's always at the top of the Viz 4 One Piece.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've seen it so often, but I'm tired of that one.
I agree. I 100% agree.
But let's get into the chapter itself as we get a little bit of a flashback where Luffy explains his plan about what he wants to do. Is like, wait, you want a mirror inside the wedding cake? Yeah, if you put a mirror inside of it, we can just bust through the cake straight from the mirror world. It'll be cool, funny, and sweet. It's like, you want to destroy the wedding cake? Really? You have no idea how much Mom has been looking forward to it. Oh, wait, it's Brule that's saying that. It's like,
yeah. You're not going to make me do that.
And that's when Luffy's like, hey, you're able to multiply Nami and the others in the forest, right? Do that to us.
And then you see why he was in the forest.
He caught a bunch of animals to get turned into himself. But the preparations are complete. We saw those two guys. They put the mirror inside the cake. That's how they pulled it off. Those two guys we saw previously. And now they're busting out of the cake, and all the other ones are just like, this is a hell of a show. This is big news, and that's one of the worst generation pirates, Straw Hat Luffy. Yep. But why is he here, and why are there so many? And oh no, the cake is toppling over.
And of course, again, the chaos has begun. Or see that giant cake just toppling over all of these. I love the sequence so much, man. It's so crazy.
It's fantastic. Also, fun detail I just noticed. Brooke is in the scene where the cake's toppling over. Look in the bottom right in a sort of a Sonic Adventure pose.
Oh, I see him. Yeah,
you see him.
Yeah,
because he has his own special disguise, which is great.
Yep.
But I love how Oda has that set up. That's what he's like the entire time. But so Sanji, of course, rescues Pudding. And saves her from falling over. It's like, all right, it started. It's going to be decided in an instant, so you can do it, Luffy. And they're all trying to react. And of course, Montdour is like, Opera was lying to cover his own rear. Damn him.
And so I feel like that as we were talking about a little while ago of like, oh yeah, Big Mom's kids, like they all kind of want to save their own butts, so they don't want to take the fall. This really does feel a little bit kind of like hoisted by your own petard, just kind of taken out by your own flaws.
Mm-hmm.
So which is entertaining to see.
But the psychic damage is already happening. It's like, oh, my cake. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yep. Here we go.
And it's like, Chef, you're gonna want to run. And she's of course getting to her mode. It's like, bring me a new cake. We can't. Life or wedding cake.
Yeah, there it is.
And we get an explanation of this thanks to Morgan's. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the soul focus. I mean, I think we already got the explanation before, but I love that Morgan's just taking the opportunity to just like, all right, he really is
Snapping pictures.
The scumbag journalist.
I don't think we got an explanation of it before, because it was just, it happened. She made that offer and then it happened. And she's speaking directly to the human soul's fixation on its own life. If they fear death even for an instant, there, see? And you see them just yanking away their life energy.
I could have sworn the fear was brought up the first time. I could be wrong. I'm mixing up.
I'm blanking on it.
Either way,
it's
important. It's important that they explain it now, though.
Yes, to reiterate that.
What will happen later?
But they're emptying out all the rest of the Luffys, and
they're just you got just a big old bag of them, and they're just yoinking them into the mirror. This is so funny.
And then it's time for the rest of them to hop in there. So here goes Pedro and Jinbei and all the rest. Got their earplugs, and hey, human scum, ready for your plan. He's like, he's the worst. Just like,
I assume that's Carrot, who's like, wow, is he really that bad?
It's continual butt monkey.
Yes.
And she's just like, anyone who steals my pleasure from me gets their life taken from me. I will remember that name, Monkey D. Luffy. So which one's actually Straw Hat? And you see the flashbacks is like, no, I'm going to just him picking a fight. It's like, how dare he? And she's just asking, she calls out, which one's Straw Hat Luffy? And BJ's like, that's a diversion. Like, he's really going to answer. He's not going to come out there. And he, of course, answers, it's me.
Because this is the first time that we see BJ make just like a real big goofy face.
It's so good.
It feels very similar to Law learning what he signed up for.
Yeah. To be fair, BJ does not have it as bad as Law did.
Yeah, 100%.
Law got it way worse. But Luffy spots the picture frame. Vito and Gotti are ready with the launchers, and it's time. But I love how Carrot and Chopper munching on the cake while they're waiting for the signal.
Look, they love their sweets.
Oh man! Also, I love how threatening Zeus and Prometheus look whenever they get into serious mode.
Yeah, because they look real goofy, by just normally. But yeah, now that we have incurred the wrath of Big Mom, it's like, all right, it's time to get to work. And Luffy's ready to go in for a gum attack where he just gets kind of bonked by something.
Yeah, and we find out it's Katakuri. He's somehow got him stuck in his leg, I guess.
Yeah, that it seems like he can stretch similar to Luffy.
Yeah. So he immediately clocked it. The rest of them are just animals altered by Brulee's powers, and like, Brule land. Wait, what's this? And it's like trying to figure this out. But it's like, do you think you're helping Katakuri? You're my son. You don't get to call the shots. It's like, no. He was going after Carmel's picture. He could see that future. But how did you know that it was important? Only family should understand that. And that's when it's like, hey, who told you? And Beiji's like, oh God, the plan's been stopped. We got to smash that picture. And
again, I feel like Katakuri really is the kind of the troublemaker here.
But that's when Jinbei takes a hold of the tea, not water, tea, to do a shoulder throw with his with his karate. And tosses it into Katakuri's leg, which frees Luffy. It turns out,
which I love at first because Katakuri can see the future. But before Jinbei says it, Katakuri says, "Don't explain my powers to them."
Oh, it's so good. I love those details.
Yeah,
there's
gonna be a lot of that with him. It's so cool.
But Katakuri has special paramythia powers. It's the mochi fruit, which explains why it's so sticky.
It's sticky. Yep, just such a goofy devil for such a badass character.
I know, right? It also, I like how Oda kind of got around the idea because we had the Candyman from movie 4. Mm-hmm. And so Oda was like, "Yeah, I'm not using that devil fruit. You can use it." And he gets like, "Oh, no, we're going to use mochi instead." But Jinbei covers for Beige and says, I'm the one who told Luffy about Mother Carmel. Anyone in your operations hears the rumors. So, yeah, that's when that's when Big Mom's like, you decided not to leave me earlier. Now you're sticking up for the cake wrecker. Shall I take this as rebellion? Yeah, please do. I wish to quit and join the crew.
Oh, yeah.
And Luffy's like, you do?
Yeah, and of course, again, just, I feel like, I love that we have Morgans here, because he's the one just eating up all of this juicy info now. He's like, oh, no, Jinbei, the former warlord, joined in the Straw Hats. You know, that's big news. Again, that's his catchphrase. And then, of course, you know, now that we've seen Big Mom's power in action, and, you know, of course, you know, she could, you know, take people's life and all that. And she's like, well, you know, you can do whatever you want once you're gone, but not before you paid the price, you know. You don't want to leave in shame, do you? And, you know, Jinbei's like, if you promise not to hurt anyone aside from me, I will offer you as much of my life as you can take. And you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't join if you're dead.
Ooh, lifespan is my favorite. I didn't realize you hated me so much. You'd rather choose death than stay in a place you dislike. Well, you'll get no sympathy from me. All right, dummy. Stay or life? And Jinbei says, life. And she goes to take it. Wait, stay or
Nothing's
life?
happening.
Wait, oh, hold on. Let me try again. It's like, wait a second. His soul ain't coming out? You're kidding me. He's not even the tiniest bit afraid of Mama. And I love this for Jinbei. As soon as I heard about that, you have to be afraid of death in order for her powers to work. I'm like, it's going to get shown off that Luffy's not afraid of death and she can't take his lifespan. So, because we've seen that before, but it's like, it's perfect for her to have that reaction. But to shift that onto Jinbei, brilliant. Love it. Badass moment for Jinbei right off the bat.
This is the moment.
And then we get his declaration. A man who would be a crewmate of the future king of the pirates cannot afford to tremble in the presence of a mere emperor.
A mere emperor.
That is
standing on business.
Good. Damn, Jinbei.
Like, if you're not going to take my life, I will return the ritual cup. And you just that shot where he's just like, I quit the Big Mom Pirates. I appreciate all you've done for me, setting the cup down. And then, of course, Luffy's like, all right.
Chopper's like, that was so cool.
He was cool. Jinbei's the best.
Yep. And she's like, congrats, Jinbei. She smashes the cup, has one of her fists behind, I think it's Prometheus. So that makes you my enemy now. And she's going to go punch him. And that's when we have Brook dressed up as Luffy with a little balloon over his face. And he just takes out a hammer and smashes the picture of Mother Carmel.
This is the second best Brook moment of this arc.
Brook and Jinbei have been killing it this arc. And
they really
Pedro.
have.
Those three in particular feel like getting so many great moments.
Yeah, I feel like this set is like we are really doubling down on making sure everybody kind of gets something cool to do. I cracked up. I completely forgot that Brook was the one who broke the photo. So to see, like, we got Jinbei's big moment, you know, a Big Mom going in for the kill, and then you just, like, out of nowhere, just, yo! It's like, oh, freaking course.
I love it so much. Oh my god. Oh gosh. I'm just, it's so much fun. That's the thing. Yeah. It's like, we are right. It is pure chaos at all times. Things are happening all over the place. And seeing Big Mom's reactions to this is wonderful.
I think it's because we're sort of like up close and personal dealing with Big Mom right now. Like, there's no kind of traditional, like, oh, you know, you gotta work your way up to the big boss, and then, like, there's not really any of that. It's just kind of straight on confrontation, and, you know, she's ready to fight, we're ready to take Sanji back and, you know, crash the wedding and all that. So it's just like it feels exciting, you know.
Yeah, it's
like,
just everything really in all directions, no separations, no having to get anywhere. It's just like, we're in for a brawl.
We're there. Yeah, and that's kind of what dawned on me, I think kind of last week, but especially this week, where it's like, I feel like in a traditional One Piece arc, there would be a whole, like, chunk leading up to the wedding, if that makes sense. And I guess we sort of got that, but, like, I guess, like, I can kind of see, like, oh, right, I can understand why this arc is kind of, you know, relative to Dressrosa, definitely relative to Wano, you know, not that long in the grand scheme of things. And that isn't even necessarily to say that, like, oh, it feels like something got cut, as much as, like, the way that the story kind of ended up flowing is like, oh, we're just kind of going straight from kind of one thing to the next.
Yeah, there's not really breaks in this one. It's too fast paced.
Yeah, which I'm loving.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I had forgotten how fast paced this arc really got.
Amazing. We do have an SBS, and a little shout out to the little artwork from the fan art at the top there for the SBS, because it's the guy who takes pictures of everybody for their wanted posters. Just knows when to show up and get those new shots. I love that it's just that callback to the SBS section from before.
That's a deep cut. That was a while ago.
Really, it was a long time ago. But yeah, basically somebody pointed out that's like, oh, you can see that bento that Sanji made everybody's favorite foods, but I can't figure out what the food to the left of the sandwich is. Is it Brook's favorite perhaps, since he wasn't in volume 45's SBS? Can you provide an answer? And yeah, it's a good look there, because he's thinking of the crew as he's making it, which he what are you really thinking about, man, as he's making this, as he put it. So, of course, meat is Luffy's favorite, rice is Zoro's, seasonal fish for Usopp, pasta for Sanji, hamburger for Frankie, a sandwich for Robin, tangerine for Nami, chocolate for Chopper. As for the dish you couldn't satisfy, it's Brook's favorite, curry. Brook loves to eat curry, but he also makes an absolute mess of it, so Sanji doesn't normally make it for him.
I never noticed that. That panel, is that from Thriller Bark?
That's from Thriller Bark when they first met him.
Yeah.
But the whole joke was he looks like a gentleman, but then he speaks gentlemanly, but then he just is a complete slob.
Yep.
Which isn't something that's come back that often for him.
Yeah, that was definitely something it would really dawned on me with Thriller Bark, was how much Oda was kind of figuring out Brook's character kind of on the fly. So there's parts that stick and parts that don't.
Yeah. I don't mind that him being a messy eater, or having it be like, looking
it's
refined,
not really
but
that
actually
important.
having being dirty or whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
Drop that. But then the other one was just like that lunch that Luffy ate from Sanji looked really gross, but he said it was delicious. Is this because his gratitude is the most delicious seasoning of all? I complain about my wife's cooking, and now she doesn't cook for me anymore. And he's like, that's one of those statements that will cost you your life. You brought it on yourself, buddy. It's like, you never insult your wife's cooking.
And I love that he just doesn't answer the question.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, this guy's dumb.
Yeah. Oh, God.
But let's go ahead and get to chapter 864, the Vinsmoke massacre plot. And guess what? It's time for our new cover series, the saga of the self-proclaimed Straw Hat Fleet, the beautiful pirates beautifully sailing the beautiful seas. And it's, oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name.
Cavendish.
Yeah. But it also makes the point of the self-proclaimed Straw Hat Fleet. So I wonder if I don't know if it's only going to be limited to Cavendish. I wonder if it's going to be a bunch of them. When we see all the others coming back to their home bases and whatnot.
I think I remember, so I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. I'm just saying it'd be kind of cool if we see Baby 5 actually get married to... what's his name? Yeah. So and see more of them and him split open so they can get the treasure, that sort of stuff. There's some fun things you can do with that group, more than beyond Cavendish. Love Cavendish's ship though, with
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Oh goodness! But into the chapter itself, Big Mom is attacking Jinbei. It really does just show the size of her when she dwars him. And
and again, just like having Prometheus just kind of on her arm, just like as a giant fire punch, just like, oh man, like it is a little terrifying.
Meanwhile, Brook is still smashing the picture of Carmel.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's like, wait, who is that? He smashed a picture of Mother Carmel, and they're like, yes. And that's when Brook rips the picture, his mask off. And it's like, okay, we got 3 seconds of the scream, and it shows himself, and everybody else like, oh, he ripped his skin off his face. Gross. It's like, no, this is my face.
Yeah, God, no, the Brook jokes are just back to back on fire. His Big Mom's like, Soul King, I thought you were dead. He's like, well, I am, but it happened a long time ago.
Do you know who that picture who that picture, and then she doesn't even finish it. It's just like, it's be ready, get the guns ready. And that's when, of course, Katakuri notices, like, oh, damn it. He's like, there's too much happening. And that's when Judge gets up. It's like, what kind of interruption is this? They've stormed the wedding to take Sanji back. And it's just like that day all over again. No, like they're talking about, it's like, oh gosh, it's just like when she's lost her wits. And she's just like, do you have any idea who that is? My poor cake. And she's going into shock, basically.
Yeah, basically. Like it's just like, it's so overwhelming. Everything's kind of going wrong at the same time. And
that's what I was talking about with the plan working too well.
Exactly. Yes.
So much is happening to her all at once that she can't even scream, which is allowing all this other stuff to happen.
we broke her brain too hard, which is just not where you thought that this was going to go.
No.
And then again, talking about like extra characterization for Pudding on this next scene, where like she's sitting here like just trying to shoot Sanji, like
he keeps dodging it, and she's like, this is my true nature. It's like, aren't you shocked? Aren't you disillusioned? Don't worry, you'll die very soon. I've fooled plenty of people before just like this. And Sanji just shoots back, even yourself. And
just like, it's a good zinger.
Shut up.
Like, I feel like it's at this point where, like, again, that idea that, like, oh yeah, Pudding, she's evil, but like she kind of doesn't even know what she is. I feel like. I feel like it, like, and that's sort of what I was waiting for. Was like, we got the reveal, but it's like she's a little more complicated than that, which I feel like
I like
Oda
better
didn't
than
have
just,
to. He didn't have to do that.
Secret evil.
So I'm glad that there's a little more there.
It really gets the chance to play up the other core of Sanji. He doesn't hurt women, no matter what. Mm-hmm. This woman is trying to kill him, but he still saw through it, and because of his boundless kindness, and is still trying to help her.
Oh, I just remembered that one line from Sanji in Water 7, where it's like, even men can forgive the lies that women tell.
Yes,
when he was talking about Robin. So it feels very much like that.
Very much so. But then we see some more powers, where we see Daifuku is a lamp man with the puff fruit. Somehow he's an actual lamp that he rubs, and I guess his true self comes out. I guess it works like Beige.
Funny. Yeah, it's funny that we have a character named Aladdin, but he's not. He's a fish man.
Has no relation whatsoever to this genie.
So no, don't worry about it.
And Pudding's trying to be the one to do it, but Daifuku's jumping in, and Daifuku just smacks away Pudding, and that, of course, pisses off Sanji, who's like,
right, yeah, she might be trying to kill me, but she's still a woman. You don't do that. Of course, even your own sister. I love this pun name here with Daifuku's got his genuine rage split.
That's so good. Oh gosh, but into the mirror world with Caesar, and Brulee's like, stop abusing my powers. Like, shut up. Fate of my heart rests in the balance. And trying to get it all set up.
Oh, those two would make a great comedy duo.
Yes, they would. But as we can see, like, everybody's trying to get things under control. It's like, get the animals out of here, destroy the Straw Hats. Why do you all have weapons? A battle started. What's going on? And Beige actually pins Luffy. He's like, what are you doing? Shut up. I'm in charge of security, remember? They'll catch on if I just sit on my hands. And Beige calls out. He's like, I got the captain. It's like, good. Kill him. Maybe a good idea. Maybe it is my best play right now.
Right, yeah. It was kind of all his fault. But he is, he's doing a good... Hey, he's talking about Sanji's acting earlier. He's doing a good job of trying to take control of the situation any way he can.
Mm-hmm. And Pedro has found himself up against Oven, who is a bake man with the heat fruit, and makes Pedro's sword so hot that Pedro can't even hold it. And,
which it's very funny. We have magma, we have flame fruit. Now we just have heat.
Yeah, he's just he's just hot.
He's really warm. Oh,
it does suck to touch the stove though. So I feel
yeah. So like, it's a little it's oddly domestic. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, and the way of it's like, I'll cook you to death. Like, all right, sure, buddy.
Sure. But all the other, meanwhile, Nami's group is just like, it's been way more than 3 seconds. Where's the scream? And then Brooke gets his head cut off. It's like,
yeah. And all the while Luffy's pinned down, he just starts laughing.
Well, he's scared at first. He's like, no, Brooke, don't worry, I'm alive. Well, I'm dead. But, it's like, I didn't know you could do that. And he just starts laughing about it. It's so good.
Man.
And that's when somebody shouts out, help me. It's like, oh, crap, get off me, Beige. It's like, wait, this isn't what was supposed to happen. And, yeah, the Vinsmokes have been surrounded. And they're all ready. And all the kids are just completely silent, whatever, don't care. Judge, meanwhile, is like, what's the meaning of this, Big Mom? I trusted you. There's a kind of honor even in the underworld. It's like, and all the sons are just like, too late to complain, no hope. Candy has us stuck in place. They took our weapons. Looks like we aimed for the top and fell hard. And just laugh about it. It's like, they're just laughing
Rick
about it.
Bozo.
And that's when...
And
I love that this came back to haunt him. Like, they're so gone from their own emotions that they don't even care that they're about to get killed.
Yeah, and this is kind of like, it was you. Yeah, it's like, you're the one who took their emotions. So, like, they're my own brothers and they don't even feel human to me. And like it's wild that like Judge is like genuinely heartbroken over this. He's crying. He's like, yeah, it's just like... and it's kind of sad in a pathetic way too, that even all the Big Mom kids they're all just like laughing at him.
I know they're just really rubbing it in his face, and he can't. He's just been all about this. It's like, I've given my entire life, my everything, for the sake of vengeance against the nations of the North Blue. I've pledged it all for the return of the German Empire. What do you have to say for yours, Big Mom? And she can't even answer because wedding cake.
Yep, she's just...
Straw Hat Crew. Mother's picture. And Paris Sparrow's just like, yeah, the shock has her in a daze. But we think her rage meter is peaked. Her rage broke. So
yeah, right,
we're kind of lucky in this case.
She doesn't know what to focus on.
But he also just, chimes in. It's like, don't feel bad. When you're gone, your army will feed the Big Mom pirates and will be even stronger than ever. So don't despair.
Hey.
So yeah, it's like, she doesn't know what. Okay, so we have a different plan. She's so confused. She doesn't know what to be furious about first. We've got to show her the picture again. So let's try it. And Beijing's like, I think it's a little late for us. Like, too late. The guy's coming over here, and Katakuri's coming his way. He's like, all right, keep going.
Yep. Hey,
the plan will work. Let's just do this.
Yeah, I love that. Say what?
Oh no, I was going to mention something. I think you're going into it.
Oh yeah. That Katakuri, I love that Beijing's able to kind of read his face a little bit. He's like, he's looking pretty pale over there. So he's seen a future of impending disaster, which is just like, again, it's the back and forth play here between somebody who could read the future, but like, again, in this situation where there's so much happening all the time, it's just like Katakuri's one man. He's incredibly powerful, but he cannot get a hold of the situation just by himself.
I love how much attention, like, it really shows the observation powers of Beige, because he's like, he always has one eye on Katakuri.
On Katakuri, yeah, exactly.
Things,
because he knows that he's the biggest pain to deal with.
It's great detail. I honestly, I wouldn't mind if that's the matchup instead of Luffy versus Katakuri. That it would be Beige versus Katakuri. Don't think it's going to end up that way, but I think it'd be kind of cool nonetheless. Just because there does seem to be a bit of a rivalry there. But we got to back up Luffy to get the picture over to Big Mom, and all the ones that are holding up the Vinsmokes are just like, what's Beige screaming about? Because he shouts out that's like, hey, put in your invisible symphonia systems. Oh right, the earplugs. Earplugs.
So I get. So there ended up being a purpose to calling him that stupid name. So they're just like, what's he talking about?
Yeah.
And of course,
the only way to save. Well, let's be honest, Reiju.
Yes. And I love that. Again, Katakuri doesn't know, so he's like, Beige, shoot Straw Hat dead right now. And he's like, I'd rather not.
Luffy just gets the picture. It's like, oh, I just have to show her this. Okay. It's like, and I love Beiji's speech here. It's like, you can see a bit into the future. That's all. But that ain't some special privilege. Everyone has an equal right to change the future.
Yeah. Dude,
badass moment.
BJ kind of earning it. Like
he's growing on you, isn't he?
Of him. Yeah, you're right. Like he's kind of cool.
Who would have guessed? Beijing like stood out as a design when we got first introduced to them
because he's so different. Like he's literally he looks like he's from a different manga entirely,
and yet it works. I love it. He's just fun to watch.
Yeah, I think the fact that again not dissimilar to how Law was with when he was with the Straw Hats. That he's kind of the man with the plan who's kind of like, oh god, I have to work with these idiots. But like he has that. I love that he has that sort of lighter edge to him. Like that he's kind of brutal mobster, but also like doting family man.
The mob boss is less serious than Law, which is funny.
Yeah, which is very weird.
Oh gosh, but yeah, just his powers, the way he adapts so well, it makes him really entertaining, and
yeah,
curious to see how far he's going to be pushed as far as how his abilities and powers. Very, very curious about that one. We do have another SBS. First one is just about how the characters often say just a simple thanks, but no, not really any alternate ways of saying that. And it's like, that's quite an observation making the 20th year of the series. That is indeed intention. Some of the characters are rather shy about openly admitting their feelings or being polite, like Zoro. But from my perspective, people who have to hide it or act cool by twisting their words are actually pretty uncool. So as long as it doesn't totally mess up the flow of the dialogue, I always have them just say thanks. It's direct and honest. Sometimes the scriptwriters from the anime version will throw in other words and I'll think, oh no, but really it's not like the people watching would notice. And I don't think it's so important to impose on everyone. It's basically just a personal thing. Which is
cool.
Never noticed that. Yeah. That he just likes for that instance to just be direct no matter what they
feel. And I bet there's an aspect of translation with it too. Like that, if that's a thing that like if somebody would pick up on that or not. Mm-hmm. So there's these things can get so complicated.
And apparently if with the proper training the transponder snails could be told to go silent. So you gotta go, shh. I love the last one. It's like, I have something to say to my dad. Everyone has an equal right to change the channel. It's like, you're still living at home with your parents. I don't know if dependents are strictly equal with grown adults. Preach it.
I'm sure as a dad.
Oh goodness. All right, let's get to our final chapter for this set, 865, Hey Mother. And God, Cavendish thinking about his past, years ago, all these ladies were infatuated with him. Looks like they were all older ladies too, all kneeling down over him. And I love his horse. The fact that his horse is sitting down drinking tea.
Yeah,
amazing.
I kind of want to learn about like some of these other guys on the crew. Like, who's this guy with the like British naval officer kind of fit?
You mean to the right of him?
Yeah.
That's Suleiman.
Oh, it is.
That's Suleiman.
I completely forgot about that guy.
Yeah, he didn't get too much to really be out there. Yeah. But that I reckon for some reason I remember Suleiman of all things. Blanked on Cavendish, blanked on the other team, but Suleiman, sure, why not? He sticks in my head. Wow. I don't get it.
And you're right. Like he did join Cavendish. I remember that now. Oh man.
I wonder if we'll get more than one. Like I feel like it actually is going to spread beyond Cavendish, but it's still kind of fun.
We got a lot to cover if that's the case.
Yeah, it's true. But into the chapter itself, and Caesar finally makes his exit with the mirror. And is getting ready to bring it back in. And Brule is just like, don't let them see my face. If they see me, if they know it's me, I'm dead. It's like, they already know it's you. It's your powers we're using. It's like,
God, they're so good.
and it's like, it's the key to their escape. And once this mission is complete, my heart will come back. And once that's done, I'm going to kill them. They're all pay.
Yeah, and of course, I love the little drawing of Caesar peeking up behind. He's like, "What's going on inside? I don't hear any weird screams." So it's just Oda knows at this point that Caesar really is he's just a big old goofball.
Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, so far so good. Cake's busted. Packer Farrell straw hats on the loose. Smashed the picture of Mother Carmel too, and yet why isn't she screaming? And that's when we see Luffy pick up the picture and try to get to it. It's like, oh, Luffy, Big Mom is in a confused state. She doesn't know what to be furious about first, so let's show her the picture. And Katakuri's just like, why are you sabotaging us, Beige? What's up with that? And Paris Bear is like, hey, shoot him now before they get away. And it's like, Paris Bear is like, he's such a busybody.
Yeah, and I love this. Like, he says, shoot him now. And he's like, of course, Paris Bear is like, I'm going to gloat.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
This is my chance to stand out. So it's like, all I can see is your pathetic faces trapped in candy and dying without a struggle. And just is like, if only I had my raid suit, you would have not gotten away with this. Raid what? It's like some kind of weapon. You want to sneak weapons into your own son's wedding? It's just taunting him. And Sanji's just screaming out, it's like, run for it, Reiju. And, his brother's just like, what's he all about? Why is he running all over the place?
Again, they're all about to die. It's like, yeah, whatever, man.
And Reiju's just like, he's so kind, he can't even give up on us. And unfortunately, he's caught by that genie. It's like, well, it feels like my heart's been redeemed at last. There's still a conscience to be found in our bloodline. So thank you, Sanji. And Beige tries to use his army to take out Katakuri, but even though he's a paramecia, wait, is it?
Yes, he's a paramecia.
Even though he's a paramecia, the shots still don't go through.
Yeah,
sort of get absorbed by the mochi fruit. So I'm like, wait a second. Sometimes it's the line between paramecia and Logia.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then he immediately goes after Luffy because he knows what Luffy's trying to do. But Pedro in here with the save, and along with Jinbei
with the save. Yep.
Taking care of him.
I love all the mochi sound effects too. Where's this mochi?
It's so good. Oh gosh, I love how Oda does make it look like mochi when Pedro's slicing it. It adds that little extra effect.
It's just kind of like, it's a little bit of... It's got that stretchy kind of...
Yeah.
But, texture to it.
Luffy is pinned to the ground by Katakuri, but he's able to stretch out his arms just far enough that he gets the picture of Carmel.
Carmel?
Yeah. In front of Big Mom. And that's when she says... Mother, and that's it. She lets out the scream.
Yep. It took a little bit, but we finally got it. And then this whole sequence really took me by surprise because it's like it is several pages of Big Mom just screaming.
Oh my god. Just devastating the waiting area, sending out a shockwave. All the guests are most of the guests are just getting knocked out. Honestly, most of her family's getting knocked out with all that. Somehow Morgan's still up.
Morgan's my goat.
Even Luffy's like, oh god.
Yep. And you can just see you can see the hockey coming off of it too. Like it's crazy. And then
it's brutal. And that's when they go into action with Beige. They come out of his body. They get the pieces out. She falls to the ground, and they can see that she scraped her knee and she's actually bleeding.
Mama's hurt. Yeah.
That's the chance.
It's working. It's actually working.
Mm-hmm. And thanks to Sanji and Chopper, because he's supplied Reiju with the earplugs, Reiju is saved and freed, and so is his brothers. And Sanji's just standing on the table in front of all of them and actually hands over all their suits. I'm assuming that's what those cylinders are.
Yeah.
And here's Nami prepared. Here's Carrot with her little shockwave gloves. She's getting ready to get in the punch. We are ready to throw down.
Yes. And I love that, just that the last line from Beiji is like, "See you in hell, Big Mom."
And it really does look like a
launchers.
mafia hit with those 3.
It really
rockets.
does.
And she's still crying about it and just says, Mother, hey, listen, Mother. Nobody will hear me out. Where did you go? Why did you just up and vanish? And then we end with, oh, why did we end here? 63 years ago in the New World, Elbaf.
We're going to Elbaf finally. That is maybe one of the most brutal cliffhangers. It's
right?
not.
I did not expect a Big Mom flashback during all this.
Yeah, because you've always been that, like, we don't really get flashbacks for villains, though that trend seems to be kind of changing.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
Like, we got just enough. It felt like they were sort of getting around it because Doflamingo was so connected to so many other characters that you just sort of get his backstory along with it.
It was kind of interwoven.
But this is a straight up.
This is a Big Mom flashback.
And I have no idea how long this one will last, and I am fascinated by it.
I'm sure I can't wait to talk about this. This flashback is so fascinating.
I want to see.
Just that last little bit that we're going to Elbaf, like finally seeing Elbaf for the first time, and I can just
because it's like
there's so many things I want to talk about with this.
It also explains why she doesn't have a good relationship with the Giants, which I wasn't sure if how they'd explain that. So, man, are we gonna feel pity for Big Mom by the end of this? That's what I'm wondering with this.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean,
it's complicated.
I mean, she's still a monster,
always.
but at the end of the day, but my God.
Yeah, I think not. This one's gonna go places that I don't think the manga has ever gone or will go again. That's as much as I like. It gets weird, and that's. I'm so giddy. I cannot wait to talk about this one. I'm sorry for hyping it up, but like this is one of the most. Not like. I think when you think One Piece flashbacks, you think like, oh, it's such a gut punch, like on those terms, it's not necessarily my favorite flashback, but for all the other things it does, it's so interesting.
I got it.
But that'll be next time.
I gotta know. I gotta wait. It's not fair. Brutal cliffhanger, but wonderful set. Again.
Yeah.
Amazing how these 5. It's almost like Oda plans it in five chapter sets with how like
it really does, because it feels like I don't know if there's ever been a set where there's just been like, man, things didn't really kind of move in significant ways. I feel like especially ever since Dressrosa, all of these like 5 chapter sets have just been so packed with content
and so perfect in how they end, where it just feels like you have a complete mini arc. I guess. Yeah.
I feel like he understands that. I feel like is always kind of operating on like a kind of like a big, medium, small, and sort of, I don't know, kind of the narrative always builds upon itself. I don't know. It's real fascinating. It's just this set was so fun. Like we are in the thick of Whole Cake. This is just all of the best stuff. I'm so happy. This again, I keep saying it every week. This arc is so good. This arc is so good.
I am so intrigued, and I mean, it really is the fact that once this flashback is over, it is just all action all the time. It feels like
because we only have but so much time left, right? Like we're kind of at the halfway point, I think.
Even beyond that, because I mean,
yeah.
From what I understand, typically, from what the little bit I've seen, these arcs tend to be about 100 chapters long, and if you include Zoe.
Oh yeah, I guess Zoe. That's
the case here, because it kind of leads into it and all that. But still, at the 100 chapter mark, it usually is a end of and shifts over. Obviously, that'll be kind of broken when we get to Wano, but
Yeah.
Up to this point, at least.
Yeah, and so we're knowing that, like, okay, we have the flashback, and obviously, like, we kind of, I feel like there are things that we know have to happen with the flashback. We have to run for one. There has to be an escape sequence. You know, we crashed the wedding. We got Sanji back, I guess, sorta. You know, I guess there's not really much reason for him to stay at this point. So, yeah, it is how we kind of get from point A to point B. I think is really going to be it's interesting. You know, it's and there's only but so much time for it.
It's one of those things where will they actually defeat Big Mom, or are they just going to escape at this point? And that's all. That's the whole point, rather than the assassination. Because it's basically firing these things off, get the heck out of there. So, I don't expect Luffy to get another big boost in his bounty until later. It just feels like the way the things move on and the way that it's like we're building up to Wano. It doesn't make sense to have him defeat Big Mom fully here. I don't know. It's odd. That's the thing. I can't predict how this is going to end.
Yeah,
the Vinsmoke could still be an issue here, like all things considered.
Yeah, because now that they've kind of lost their whole reason, I guess. Like now that the cat's out of the bag for them, it's like, all right, now what do they do?
Yeah,
you know. So like it's
there's
all
a lot of different ways all this can go.
It's kind of an all-out brawl from here out. It kind of feels like. So, you know, who's going to side with who? Who's, you know, like, there's still a lot of questions on how this is going to shake out. But of course, you know, so just exciting. A perfectly timed flashback for all hell breaking loose, and now it's just like, all right, let's get some characterization for Big Mom before we move on our merry way.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait. But with that, I believe we've said all we've wanted to say about chapters 861 to 865 of One Piece. Thank you so much for listening, and you can find more of my ramblings and stream VODs over at BitNerd Games on YouTube, or simply BitNerd on BlueSky. And Brandon, where can everyone find you at?
I am Brandon Bovia on Twitter and BlueSky, talking about anime, manga, games, and my job. And yeah, you know, that's it. Follow me on social media, and just, you know, I don't know. I try not to talk spoilers for One Piece.
I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that.
Yeah, there's a lot I could talk about.
Oh, I'm sure there's stuff happening right now. There always is.
Oh yeah. But I seriously cannot wait to come back. The next set is going to be a really interesting discussion.
Yes, it will be.
If you know, you know, and that's all. I'm sorry for teasing so much, but it is one of the most like, what the.
I also love our short nowadays is an hour 20 instead of an hour 30 or 40.
We shaved off 10-20 minutes. I think that's great.
Either way, if you'd like to help us out more, you can support the podcast over at patreon.com/Derrick Bittner. That's DerrickBitner to listen to the next episode ad-free 3 days early, as well as patron-exclusive bonus episodes, which our last one as of this recording was a commentary over the Universal live show from 2013, which turns out to be an original story that sort of replaces Punk Hazard. It's weird.
Yeah, it was very weird, very complicated, but kind of a fun commentary to record. So, you know, just check that out. There's a lot of good stuff on the Patreon now. So
yeah, absolutely. And make sure to return next time as we discuss chapters 866 to 870 of One Piece. So until then, my friends, bye.
Remember to take life one piece at a time.
Mother! Mama! Showtime!